everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the new movie from Illumination and the sequel to the 2023 smash hit, the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Now, going all the way back to when I was a kid, I've been a huge fan of Mario. I've played a numerous amount of Mario video games or games featuring the character of Mario and all his friends and companions and villains and things like that. So I'm a pretty big fan of Mario all around. When it came to that 2023 movie, I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine for what it was. Yeah, it definitely felt a lot like the video games. There's a lot of fan service and things like that. But at the end of the day, the movie just didn't really do a whole lot for me. And it's, not to say that it's bad by any means. It just, it was perfectly fine. But it didn't win me over or anything like that. And obviously there was going to be a sequel because that movie was a smash hit and made a ton of money. So here we are now with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And things just kind of feel like they're not really doing anything more than what they did in the first movie either. And actually kind of feels like they're doing less. Which is crazy because there's so much going on in this second movie that it feels like they just don't really know what to do with anything. It just feels like the filmmakers are trying to throw everything at the wall and bring in all these new characters and do all this stuff just to please the fans, which is fine. You can have fan service in your movies, but at the end of the day, you got to have a little bit more to it than just that. Now, the basic plot of this particular entry in this new franchise is you have a new character named Rosalina, voiced by Brie Larson. She gets kidnapped by Bowser Jr., voiced by Benny Safdie, and it's up to Peach, Mario, Luigi, Toad, and now Yoshi and the whole gang to find where she's being held captive and save her. Very basic plot here. Not a whole lot in the way of story, which, doesn't necessarily have to be super complex when it comes to the story for a Mario movie, but it would have been nice if there was a little bit more here. And realistically, there's just not a whole lot here. And that's one of the many flaws with this movie is just give me a little bit more. Yeah, like I said, I played these video games and it's awesome, seeing all these characters interact on screen. And it's cool seeing all the little Easter eggs and things like that. All that's fun and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I can just watch all that in the video games when I play them. When you put them on screen for a movie, do a little bit more with them. Give these characters a little bit more to do. It's crazy to me that in a Super Mario movie, Mario and Luigi kind of take a back seat in this movie. They almost feel like secondary characters in their own movie. A lot of this movie falls on the back of Peach, which is fine because I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she does a good job voicing this character, but it's a lot revolving around her because she is the sister of Rosalina. So you got her and Toad doing their own thing. Then you got Bowser, again voiced by Jack Black, who's doing a great job. He hooks up with his son, Bowser Jr., and you get a lot with them. And then you got Luigi and Mario kind of doing their own thing over here. Yoshi is introduced, which is pretty fun. He's voiced by Donald Glover. I'm curious to know if Donald Glover is actually doing this voice just outright or if they're doing a little bit of tweaking with his voice to make it sound more higher pitched. Either way, he's a fun bright spot in the movie. You also get Glenn Powell, who voices Fox McCloud, who's another character, in the Nintendo universe that they have to bring into this movie. And he's actually pretty fun too. I would say him and Yoshi definitely steal the show, along with Mr. Bowser. When it comes to the Mario guys, Mario and Luigi, I find Chris Pratt and Charlie Day to be two very weird choices. I thought that with the first movie. They do fine jobs in their roles, but I would have preferred somebody else to be Mario and Luigi. And again, with them kind of taking a back seat in this movie, there's not really a whole lot for them to do. So they're just kind of there along for the ride. And I guess, things are supposed to just work out on their own. But at the end of the day, outside of this movie being, very visually impressive, obviously the visuals here look great. All Illumination movies, for the most part, look pretty solid in their own right. The Mario ones, I would say, arguably look the best. So there's a lot of cool visuals. It's very bright. It's very colorful. Kids are obviously going to like this movie. And that's the biggest thing. You know, I see a lot of discourse between people arguing with critics and audiences about, oh, it's just a movie for kids, which it is. And kids are going to enjoy this. There's no doubt about it. If you're a fan of the video games, you're probably going to like it too. If you are not a kid or haven't played the games, there's probably not going to be anything here for you. But as somebody who's played the video games for pretty much his entire life, there's not really much here for me. Me and my wife, we took our boys to see this movie. They absolutely loved it. Me and my wife, we didn't really care that much for it. There's plenty here to enjoy, but at the same time, there's just not really enough here. And the discourse I've seen with, oh, it's just for kids, well, you know what? So is How to Train Your Dragon. So is Toy Story. So is so many other better family films. And it's like, why can't this movie try to be a little bit more like those? Not necessarily that it has to, copy them or do things exactly like them, but just try to be a little bit better of a movie. And here it just feels like, they're really just trying to work in all the fan service, which again is fine to a degree, but that can't be the whole basis of your movie, is just fan service. So overall, the best thing I can say about this movie is it is very visually impressive. There are some okay voice performances going on with a couple of new characters stealing some scenes, but you introduce new characters like Rosalina, who seems like she's going to be this big deal, and then you do nothing with her for the entire rest of the movie. She's in the first scene, and then she's basically gone for the rest of the movie, and it's like, I thought she was supposed to be important, but now she's gone. And then you have Yoshi there, and he's fun and cute and colorful. But again, he's not really adding anything to the group dynamic. So it's just like you bring in these new characters just to have them there because they're in the game, and that's great. But I just want a little bit more out of these moving forward, if that's even possible. So overall, I would give the Super Mario Galaxy movie a C overall. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not good either. But kids are going to like it. It's somewhat enjoyable for the most part. And if you're a parent or an adult who maybe doesn't play the games, you're not going to have a bad time watching this. You just might not really get a whole lot out of it, kind of like I did. But that's about it for me, guys. If you have seen the Super Mario Galaxy movie, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews, rankings, all kinds of good stuff. I'll leave all my links down below on where you can follow me and check out more of my reviews. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.